On today's show, I'm going to catch you up with everything that happened in January, a little bit of EV news, a little bit about renewables, and well, I'm going to have a rant or two. So stick around and let's do this.
I hope the rain don't come in November.
G'day guys, my name is Chris and I cover things from an Australian perspective around tech and electric vehicles, battery, solar, wind, well, and a lot more. If you're new, consider subscribing. It does honestly help the channel. Smash that like button. What else can you do? Give us a comment, and or if you want to join us to the next level, come over here to Patreon, where from as little like a coffee per month, you get early access, polls, news, live meetups, things like that you just don't get here. And well, in January, I had a month off, and from making YouTube videos I had a little break from work as well. We went on holiday, and well, I might do a video about that. I'm undecided because you know what, it was the best holiday and the worst holiday, and that's because of COVID. And all I can just say there is that Australian politicians, you need to get like some framework around what your escalation strategy looks like, what happens to people and when. And then also we need a national strategy around our borders, because well, right now every state's just got its own little thing and they're behaving like little colonies. And you know, my joke is that if someone sneezes here in Victoria, WA will close its borders. So we got stuck in Queensland for a few days, longer than we anticipated. Got COVID tested twice. It was just a mess, but also it was the best holiday because you know what? I think we all had the worst 2020 ever. I think we can all agree on that. And especially in my role, it was very stressful, lots going on in that space, and I really needed a good break, and well, we got it, but we didn't get it. So anyhow, lesson learned. I'll park that for the moment, and I might do a video around that. But nonetheless, look, we've got some catching up to do. So today, instead of maybe doing a deeper exploration of some stories, and I will, most of this is going to be like short little bites. But you know, I do hope you stick around because I've got a lot of important stuff to say in this episode. You can still use a little timestamp thing, so check down the comments below if you want to just jump to a particular segment. And yeah, as always, leave me a comment, ask me a question. I do try to respond to them, I do look at them. And it'd be great to hear from you. All right, ready? Let's do this. Okay, first up, check out this electric plane. This is Aladu's Airspeed Mk3 electric quad octo-style copter plane thingy. Now, I'm proud to say that they actually located in Australia, Adelaide no less. And well, these guys, they're going to be producing like 10 of these, more than 10 of these, for a future race that involves not just these planes, but also cars. Yeah. Remotely controlled, they're going to be actually racing in tandem. And well, they've got I think seeing them go, because they are like that quad design, you know, like drones. So that means they'll be able to turn quite quickly and also kind of mimic the track of which the cars are going on. I think it'll be absolute madness. I really do. But conversely, I think that anyone who goes to actually spectate it and see it in person will see that, hey, you've got electric vehicles, you've got electric planes, and they are moving around quite fast and mad. These electric planes feature like a 96 kilowatt electric powertrain. That means they operate with a thrust to weight ratio above 2. And while only weighing just 100 kilograms unmanned, they're able to fly in excess of 120 kilometers per hour. So I think these will absolutely be fun to pilot, and two, looks like they might be able to take a passenger in the future. And I think it'll be a great little progress in our move towards electric vehicles. What do you reckon? Chinese car maker Nio released details of its ET7, which is a mighty nice looking car indeed. Externally, it looks like most sedans available from car makers these days, albeit with like overtones of Audi, meets BM, and thrown in for good measure, definitely a bit of Tesla Model S. And the thing that got me interested, level 5 autonomy. Using a full suite of serious CPU power, it does localization through 33 sensors, including 11 high-res cameras and an ultra-long distance LiDAR system. And while the whole sensor suite collects into an impressive 8 gigabytes of data per second. That is a lot of data to process. Now, It'd be interesting to see if it actually does deliver on true level 5 autonomy, and well, only real-world demonstrations will tell. The interior, it looks spectacular, with a 12.8-inch AMOLED center display and driver's pinnacle. And well, later I'm going to be covering about the new interiors for the Tesla Model S and X, but well, this one was announced actually before then, and well, they're going to be packing into this car a 7.1.4 immersive surround sound system with not 22 speakers, again coming soon, but 23 speakers, outputting a total of 1000 watts of power. It's going to sound mighty impressive, no doubt indeed. Performance is quite good too, with power delivered to the front and rear wheels of about 480 kilowatts and what, 850 newton meters of torque. That was newton meters of torque, if I could make my words pronounced properly. Apologies. Anyway, the ET7 accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.9 seconds. And better yet, it has an impressive range of 1000 kilometers on the not even damn close, that is the NEDC method. So I'm going to just discount that right down to about maybe 700 kilometers on one charge, which is still mighty impressive. And can I just say, if you maybe do a little bit of slipstreaming and a little bit of friendly acceleration, I think you could easily go from Melbourne to Sydney in one stop. Why would you? Who knows? But nonetheless, the price for this premium sedan is going to be only 90,000 Australian, well, probably realistically 120k when it comes to our usual hashtag EV disincentive taxes. But nonetheless, this car will be a game changer if it's actually anywhere near as good as they make it out to be. Okay, let's do a quick round of bites, and yeah, this is going to just basically a bit of a catch up just in case you missed these stories, but also, hey, look, if you actually know of a particular article, video or something that is really cool and interesting, join us over here on Discord, where you can actually join for free and join a growing community of people who have similar interests in electric vehicles, renewables and more tech. VinFast, like a Vietnamese car company who is supposed they have ICE cars in Australia right now. I'm not very sure. I don't think I've seen them, but they are. Anyway, they've announced they're going to be bringing out three electric SUVs. With driving ranges capable between 300 to 550 kilometers, these things look nice. Here's the VF31, a mid-size segment compact SUV. The VF32, also another mid-size SUV, not a compact though. And then the VF33, a large size SUV. Now, it'd be good to see these cars out here in Australia because, well, we have actually a massive appetite in this country for SUVs. And, well, this, I think, will be a compelling thing for buyers because they go, I can buy that one there, I can buy that one there. That will save me about $6,000 in fuel. That one won't. I think I know what I'm going to buy. Yeah. Hyundai has confirmed that the updated Kona EV will be released in March with a sporty N-line variant look. The new Kona Electric is 40 millimeters longer than its 2019 predecessor and has, I think, a much better nose without that funny little funky honeycomb grille theme. Other changes include new signature stacked headlights and some new safety features as well. On holiday, I drove the petrol version of this car, plus I did a first impression video of it up here, so if you want to go check that out, feel free to click the link. But I think this is going to be a great little car for Australia because, well, the 64 kilowatt hour battery is actually capable of doing 484 kilometers on the WLTP cycle, so probably about 450 kilometers in real world conditions. Packed into that is a really sporty 150 kilowatt motor that produces 395 newton meters of torque. So many numbers today. It's hard to say them with braces. Anywho, again, great. Good to see that this car is actually coming out a lot sooner than previously that the car had in Australia because, well, as we know, because of our lack of EV support here and that there's no ICE car bans in our very near future, in fact there's none at all, car makers have been slow to bring EVs out here. The choice in Australia for EVs is very, very, very small. Basically I can count them on all my fingers and toes. And yeah, so thank you to Hyundai for bringing this out faster. Another quick little bite. Whilst on my break, we learnt that the Kia E-Niro would also be coming to Australia. Cue celebration music. Last year, I brought you the story about the VW robot and well, how it could actually autonomously charge electric cars. And well, now they've actually released some video of it working and say they're going to be out very, very soon. These things are like started via either an app or using the Car-to-X communication system. That's like just a funky little method to communicate. It's like like Bluetooth is a standard and Wi-Fi is a standard. Car-to-X is also another one that we know very little of so far. Nonetheless, they'll actually work, these machines that is, independently, and they'll steer to the vehicle and they'll open up the charge port, they'll communicate with them, they'll open the socket and flap, plug it in and charge. This process can take place obviously without any human involvement whatsoever. Cool? Yeah, a sign of things to come. Okay, so robot taxis, anyone? Now, I can't say this enough. If you want to get more regular news updates, do consider joining me over here on Patreon, where my Patreons get early access to news and things that I just don't put onto this channel. And well, here's one of them that I put up recently. And when I say it's a hybrid, but oh my goodness, it is a good looker. This is the Bentayga, I think that's how you say it. It's Bentley's hybrid. Checklist. Greenwashing, yeah. Obligatory wind turbines, yeah. Pure electric mode, Range 50 kilometers on their not even damn close method. Like, tell them they're dreaming, right? So, wow factor was high. Another story I brought to them was this electric scooter by Silence Urban Ecomobility. Yeah, silence. Reportedly with like an electric motor similar in power to a 120cc motorbike engine, this thing will probably go up to about 100 kilometers per hour on a flat level road with the wind on your back. But well, the cool thing I like about this scooter is that it's got a removable battery. I mean, seriously, I get that like thieves might actually steal your battery pack, but really, why would you want to carry around that 20 kilogram weight? I certainly wouldn't. Nonetheless, let's assume that it's not so hard and not so cumbersome to take out. But with 128 kilometers of range and underseat storage for like 2 helmets, it's like, I think, a good urban or city dweller scooter. Next up, I shared with my awesome Patreon some footage of VW's transparent factory in Dresden, Germany. A stunning place where customers, visitors and guests can experience the VW vision of how its customers, businesses can interact. From initial device to like test drives, production visits and events, the factory, the actual delivery center is where you get your car handed to you. ID3, ID4, brilliant. It looks amazing and something I'd love to see one day, when COVID gets its little act together and our politicians agree on what travel looks like moving forward. Yeah. Anyway, full link to the full video is down below. Next up, Hyundai did some teasers of its IONIQ 5, and it kind of, there's not much to see here, but they did a video about what if we took them camping, and it got me thinking, what if Tesla advertised like this? And yes, I know, Tesla are constrained by production and every car is actually built to order, so they don't actually need to advertise. But if they truly want to be like the next Hyundai or VW, then I actually think advertising like this, selling the dream, how it looks with an electric vehicle and being able to take a Cybertruck camping, this is I think a key component that they're kind of missing out on. And in 2022, and you can see this in the investor paper by the way, they're planning on producing 1 million vehicles. So these guys have gone from a small bespoke exclusive high-end car maker to now, in this sort of luxury market in Australia that is. And who knows when the 25,000 American, $45,000 Tesla will come out here. There's guesses out there, but I'm not going to play with those because they're just guesses. But nonetheless, these guys, Tesla, I really want to see them do brilliantly because they do make brilliant products. And This camping dream by Hyundai, nice. Sticking with camping, did you know that part of me loves the idea of camping? The open road, the limitless possibilities, cheap, free accommodation. But then I remember how much I actually like space, showers, a real toilet. Anyway, check out Nissan's EV 200 camper, a proof of concept that is okay on the eyes, well thought out, but there is no detail like on the battery, warming, cooling, which, well, we all know that Nissan isn't very good at yet. Equipped with like a host of bespoke driving and lifestyle features, the adventure camper concept is primed to tackle like tough terrain, optimized for off-road conditions. Packed with an onboard 220 volt power pack, it can be recharged using like a roof-mounted solar panel, while the integrated kitchen with fridge and folding beds and insulated glass make it like a beautiful open road, flexible experience that you can just take camping anywhere. Now, this is something I think that Nissan, actually all car makers should be doing. From 2018 figures, the Caravan Industry Association of Australia, they put like RV and caravan ownership at, get this, 378,000 vehicles. That is a lot. That's a massive market. So wouldn't it be great if, whatever your favorite car brand is and whatever your budget is, you can get that thing that is truly like a battery electric version of it. That will just be a real game changer. So when you are out in the, in the Great Australian outback or in a forest somewhere, all you hear is this. Yeah, you see where I'm coming with this? It would be brilliant. You could hear the birds and the future is looking promising. Getting into a bit of Tesla, Xpeng coverage for now. Check out Xpeng's Model 3, P7, which now has Tesla Autopilot. Sorry. I meant to say XPilot. Yeah, XPilot. Not Autopilot, not a Model 3, not a Tesla. It's Xpeng XPilot. So this automatic navigation assisted driving system, based on the navigation route set by the driver, is available like on Chinese highways that have been covered previously through capturing like high position maps. Now I'm going to pause the video just for a second because did you see what the driver just did? He activated XPilot with the usual double tap down on the driver stalk, Again, what they say, imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery, something like that. Yeah, I've just butchered that as an Osborne statement from memory. But nonetheless, it could be great. We don't know. Be waiting to see some videos online about it. If you've seen a video about the P7 and its XPilot system actually in real life running, please put us a link down below and I'll pin you to the very top. That'd be much appreciated. But in similar news of late, we learned that Elon Musk, and Tesla more precisely, has been in talks with other car makers about licensing Autopilot to them. So you know what? Xpeng, what they're doing here is a hint of potentially that your future car, a Holden, I don't know, God, they don't really make them in Australia anymore, do they? No. Whatever your favorite car is, Audi, Beamer, Merc, you name it. It might actually have Tesla Autopilot under the hood. Yeah, this would be brilliant because, well, the safety of Tesla Autopilot is phenomenal. It's 7 times safer compared to a car that doesn't have that safety suite of features. And with our road toll in Australia at about a bit over 1,000 people dying on our roads every year, just being able to get, some cars, most cars, every car equipped with autonomy, and you haven't then got your distracted driver, texting, drunk, just poor judgment, I think we'll see that road toll drastically drop. Injury rates will drastically drop, and not to mention the health benefits of going electric as well. Okay, one final bit of news, and well, I can't not talk about the new refreshed Model S and X. And well, yep, this happened a few weeks ago, and well, boy, I like what I see. Exterior wise, well, not a lot of changes here, but like essentially the Model S and X appear to have a revised front nose, a little bit more of an aggressive stance into the road, and the chrome delete that we're seeing on the Model Y now, and well, the new Model 3. Performance and range have changed as well. Model S gets 2 electric motors producing 500 kilowatts of combined power with an estimated range of 663 kilometers. Now, that 663, I'm not very sure that's American EPA method, because in Australia, Tesla uses the NEDC method, which is not a good one. So I need to look into that further. If you know the answer already, tell me down below, please. But nonetheless, the Model X, because obviously it's a bigger vehicle and not so aerodynamic, that one gets 580 kilometers. Tesla claims a 0 to 100 time of like Model S and X of 3.2 and 3.9 seconds respectively. That's pretty fast. Instead of like the performance versions that we're used to, the S and X will actually come in either Plaid or Plaid Plus. And while the entry Plaid features like 3 high-performance electric motors developing a total power, get this, 761 kilowatts sent at like all 4 wheels. And so 0 to 100 kilometers an hour and as low as 2.1 seconds. Yeah, that's for the Model S, and I think 2.6 seconds for the Model X. Now, having just been on holiday and doing the Superman ride at Warner Brothers Movie World, that thing goes from 0 to 100 km per hour in 2 seconds. So you know what? If you want to get a feel for what that 2.1 seconds is going to feel like in the Model S, just go to Movie World. Hashtag not an advert. Moving to the interior, I like what I see. Both cars get like a long vent dash design, which echoes the same design language as we've seen in the Model 3 and Y. Also borrowed from them is like a central wireless charging pad, USB-C ports, and well, every passenger in the Model S and X also supposedly gets charging ports as well. Power-operated rear tailgates and side mirrors, heated seats for all passengers, and well, ventilated front seats. Ah, good, nice, I like those. They're really good for hot summer days, yeah? Continuing with the HEPA air filtration system, ambient cabin lighting, and well, the usual massive glass tinted roof. Up front, there's a new 17-inch infotainment touchscreen, again, just like the Model 3 and Y, they're like 15 inches, and well, right in front of the driver, they're going to get like a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. And for the rear, this I really love too. Oh my god, so much love in this episode. The passengers on the second row, they get like an 8-inch touchscreen where they can control their climate and will be watching, stuff on there. Not sure about if the car's moving, probably can, yeah. They can watch Netflix and YouTube and stuff like that, but also using wireless controllers, they can play games on it too. Brilliant. Kids, you won't be able to get your kids out of that damn car. No. So, I think the changes here are brilliant, but I need to just briefly talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the yoke steering wheel. Now, it's not very clear how this is going to actually look, actually be a thing. It could be a thing in Australia, don't see why not. People have said online, it can't be a thing, it's not right, it's not, code. But I think it actually will pass the test. But I have real doubts about the ability of this if it's not tuned. So what I'm thinking is that Tesla, what they're going to do is that at highway speeds, if you do a turn like this, the wheels are going to turn just slightly and slowly. But when you're actually in a stop in a go situation, like parking a car, doing a turn like this and like this will mean that the wheels turn to the utmost, the full, turn. Because in the early 90s, when I was in Europe having my gap year, I was pretty lucky enough, but unlucky, to drive my distant relations car. And I've been trying to scratch my head about what the damn car was, but it too had a yoke steering wheel, and it was horrendous to turn corners with. Fine doing this, fine doing this. And this is what airplanes do. They go to 90 full lock, so 180 degrees total movement. But as soon as I went to go park the damn thing, it was annoying. But again, this is Tesla. I think they're going to have a dynamic steering design. They've got the motorized steering wheel, and it had the variable levels. So let's just all wait and see, and we'll all calm down, including me, and we'll actually see what this car looks and feels like to drive with that wheel. Because, well, they've gotten rid of the stalks, no indicators, Tesla Autopilot, Look, Tesla's looking to its full self-driving. And well, the steering wheel, they're trying to minimize it, trying to shrink it. Eventually it'll be gone. So this is just an iterative step in that process. But the other thing I really got to talk about here is, well, what is with the lack of the Model S and X in Australia and well, right-hand drive markets until 2022. Let's talk about that. Up until a few weeks ago, the previous models were on sale, here and now. And well, now they're not. Americans will actually start getting these cars from March 2021, but right-hand drive markets, well, a whole year delay. And that's significant. Why? Tesla Fremont, they frequently ship to right-hand drive markets. And what they do so normally the early to mid-cycle so they can get deliveries by the end of that quarter. And well, something has changed here. I'm not sure what it is. They only put out about 50,000 Model S and X's from Fremont every year worldwide. And so just to then suddenly focus, this is Tesla, to focus all their attention and all the deliveries into the American market doesn't make sense to me. They're making deliveries in those right-hand drive markets anyway. They're meeting the targets themselves, and yet they decided to just purely put this out to America. Some might say that that's because, well, they wouldn't just iron out any kinks and to actually ship spare screens and parts to these right-hand markets might be an issue because, well, Tesla, they're always iterating and changing things. We learned about the seat changes, the 12-volt battery is going to become lithium-ion. They're always changing stuff in Teslas, and the one you see today might not be the one you get when you actually get it delivered. But nonetheless, I think, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. So let's dive deeper, shall we? If you put a car out in the market and it's already established, you need to remain relevant. And this is why Tesla iterates and changes things and they update stuff, right? So if you actually then take yourself out of the marketplace, you take away your offering of a Model S and Model X, and these are luxury cars in Australia. Buyers who can afford these things, well, the ones who like Tesla fanboys and fangirls and well, just people who like Teslas in general, they're the ones who can afford to just switch over to Mercedes and Audi and others. For them, having a car is something that's normally a tax write-off. So they might have a lease that comes to the end of it, and well, for them, it's important that they keep going with the new lease because of tax write-down reasons. And so right now, for this next year, they can't change to the next Tesla that they want. And they most likely I would love to get this Model S or X. So it's a big letdown then for those Tesla fans to actually not be able to access something that they could up until a few weeks ago. A recent study has shown that 90% of new EV purchases are for Tesla. And well, this American study showed that 20% of Tesla buyers actually changed brands because, well, for whatever reason. So Tesla needs to be really wary of this, in that they're disenfranchising the fans, the buyers. They're losing people to other brands, and I don't want that. I would like Tesla to succeed. I want it to grow, to be bigger than Beamer, to be bigger than Merc and Audi. Because, well, I think what they're doing in this space is just amazing and should be rewarded. And then finally, there's the Osborne effect. And that's like knowing that when the next version of something is just around the corner, people will delay their purchase of it. And well, right now, buyers that are ready to take the plunge on the future EV, they might be lusting after the Tesla Model S or X. Well, now they're going to have to, wait. And well, for them, if they could afford that car, you know what? They might just bail, I fear, to like another ICE car, another luxury car. I already know a particular person who will remain anonymous, who, one, our tax disincentive in Victoria has turned him off getting an EV, and two, because he can't get this new Model X, he's actually looking to go just get another like Beamer, I don't forget what it is, but nonetheless, he's getting the petrol version because, well, he doesn't feel supported to get it in this country, and he's annoyed at Tesla for actually doing this. And it's about remaining relevant, it's remaining accessible, and to have something available and not available, to wait a year, it's just inexcusable. In Australia, we are used to having delays about getting cars to this country. I waited almost 3 years for the Tesla Model 3. That's okay. That that's kind of like out there, it's not yet available. And then let's say the Tesla Model 3 that you can buy right now, and it takes about 2 months to get delivered out here, suddenly becomes unavailable for a year. You can appreciate how annoying that is. It's disappointing. It makes you wonder what is going on at Tesla to make them do this. And I really would like to see Tesla reverse this decision, because I think it's a wrong decision. And again, if you are in the market for a Tesla Model X or S, share your thoughts down below. I'd like to hear from you, because, well, I've only seen a little bit of ranting about this, but again, I think it's a big mistake on Tesla's behalf. Okay, so apologies for that little bit of a rant, but I just had to say it, and I would hope that other car buyers who can actually genuinely buy one share the same sentiment as myself. Talk about pricing. Yep, the long range will be $146,000 plus some change, $204,000 for the Plaid, and $224,000 and $580 plus change for the Plaid Plus. So that was the Model S version, and obviously, look, local state taxes and things like that will make some variation there. For the Model X, you got the long range coming in at $172,175, and well, for the Plaid, $204,000. All right, well, look, that will do it for today's episode. Certainly long enough, definitely. Okay, if you have enjoyed the episode, consider subscribing. It does honestly help the channel. It pushes me up in the search results. Watch this video, share this video, share your thoughts. Smash the like button. Join us over here on Patreon. But importantly, you know what? You be good and you be great.